Hi, it's Angel Shaver, Stampin Up Independent Demonstrator from Kansas, and we are here today to do our final Jars of Love class for the month of September. October starts on Saturday, believe it or not. So we will be making this card right here today. So if you have kids and want to play along at home, make sure you get your kit with the Melon Mambo card base. But I have a couple of things I want to tell you before we start. First off, if you're watching and you came by the Walnut River Festival booth last week, and thanks for stopping by. I had a great time making fall cards with you and your kids. I hope to be at a craft fair. I believe it's at the Spic Center in El Dorado the first part of December. I will give you more information as that gets closer. But I also wanted to tell you October 1st is Saturday. And starting in October, I will be sending out the 12 Weeks of Christmas, which means everyone on my email list will get a PDF of a Christmas-related card or gift packaging PDF tutorial every single week between the first week of October and Christmas. So make sure, if you're not already on my email, sorry, I got distracted. My laptop screen just went blank. Okay. If you're not already on my email list, make sure you go ahead and get on there. Also, I have two choices for the October online class. And even though RSVPs were due to me last night, I am still putting card kits together. So you have time. If you let me know today that you would like a card kit, I will get you an invoice and then get it all sent out to you so you can play along in October. You have a couple of choices. Sorry, I was getting these. We are going to be doing on Thursdays at 2, like we've been doing. We will be doing the Painted Harvest stamp set. But starting next Thursday at 2. Starting the Monday after that, October 9th, at 2 o'clock, I will also be making a card. I grabbed the wrong stamp, so let's see if I can find it. Here it is, using the Ribbon of Courage. And we will be doing classes featuring the Ribbon of Courage on Mondays and featuring the Painted Harvest stamp set on Thursdays. And you can choose to do one or the other, or there's a discount if you want to do both. So just let me know by tonight, and I will get your stuff out to you. Also, for those of you who are going to be in the El Dorado area, Friday, October 6th, we are having an in-person card class that evening. So if you're interested in that, please let me know. And on Saturday, October 7th, which happens to be World Card Making Day, I will be on an online on my Facebook page having a party off and on from like 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. We'll make some cards, answer questions, have some fun, maybe have a door prize, who knows. But let's get busy. We are going to make this Jars of Love card today. So I'm going to flip the camera down to look at the desk, and I'm also going to see if I can see it on my laptop. So if you have any questions or comments, maybe I'll be able to tell. Sorry about that. The whole camera just jumped right off my shelf. So let me see if I can get it lined back up so you can see. I hope that will work. And then I'm going to try to find it over here. Alright, there it is. So hopefully I'll be able to see what it is you're seeing. The first thing we're going to do, I'm going to set this over here so I can just keep it as a reference as we work, is I am going to take the Melon Mambo card base, and we are going to fold it in half and use the bone folder to crease the edge. Now this was cut hamburger style, which means it was cut 8.5 by 5.5. And when you fold it, you should get 5.5 by 4.25. We'll set that aside for a minute. I also have this piece of Pieces and Patterns Designer Series paper cut at 1.5 by 5, and it's going to go on the front of the card. But we are going to do some stamping. Okay, for the first thing, I'm going to grab my basic black ink. And just a reminder, you find the 3 dots on the front of your ink pad. Push there, then flip it and push until it clicks. Okay, let me get my jar out. I'm going to grab the tallest jar from my stamping kit, lay it down, and then pick it up with the block so it stays straight. And then I'm going to walk across the ink pad, and I will be stamping it about there. All right. I'm going to close up the black. We'll need it again later. And I'm going to grab my Stampin' Scrub and Spray to clean off that jar stamp. And then we're going to start getting the flowers ready. I forgot to say that is our F word for today. We have done fish, flies, as in butterflies. We did fruit last week, and this week we are doing flowers. I'm not that creative for October. If you have signed up for an October kit, make sure you let me know which color of a support ribbon you would like to use. Especially the first 2 weeks, weeks 1 and 2, we do have the option of changing up the card a bit to match your color, your stamp color. So make sure you let me know which color you would like to use. I put that stamp set away and I'm not done with it. Okay, I'm going to get out the flower stock that I'm going to be using with the Lemon Lime Twist ink. Lay it down and I'm going to pick it up. And then I'm going to get out my Lemon Twist ink. Set that aside. And then I'm going to start stamping flower stalks in my jar. We're really going to be covering up the top of these. So what I'm looking to do is just really make sure that there are several stalks in the jar. I did this card for a color challenge. And so there was no water in my jar because that was not one of the colors on the challenge. But I think today we're going to add some water. I just thought of that so I don't have my ink sitting out. Maybe do a couple more. Okay, like I said, your flowers are going to cover up most of this. Put my Lemon Lime Twist ink away, and I think I'm done with it, so I'm going to actually put it away. And then I'm going to clean up my stamp block. Always look for the side with the raindrops. That is where you have sprayed the cleaner. So rub it there, and then on the side with the sunshine to dry. I'm not stamping directly. Oh, yes, I am. I am going to go ahead and get out my water and get that stamped first. And then we will work on the flowers. I think I'm going to get out my Bermuda Bay. I'm really pretty fond of this color. I like it a lot. Close the ink pad before I put my arm or a piece of paper or something in it. Then I will line up the water stamp. And then pull it straight up. There we go. Makes sense to me to have a little water in my jar feeding my flowers, keeping them beautiful and alive for more than a few minutes or a couple hours. Now we put that away. and I start working on my flowers. I'm trying to look at what I've done over here. I'm pretty sure that I did some big ones using the Flirty Flamingo and the smaller flowers using the Melon Mambo. I was trying to see if there are any other flowers that I am missing out on. I do not think so. So I am going to get out the Flirty Flamingo. There is one other stamp. I thought there was a second part to the big flower that I hadn't gotten out yet. Now to just find it. Oh, it's hiding under the fish. Alright. I'm going to grab my little blocks. And we'll put that on the smaller block. And I have made 4 of the larger Flirty Flamingo flowers. So that's what I'm going to do again. The ones on the front of the card I did not stamp off. But the one on the inside of the card I did. So 3 for the front of the card and 1 for the inside of the card. And then I will take this stamp and we're going to try to 2-step stamp this. Line it up. It's not bad. Well, the best part about 2-step stamping is that no 2 flowers are ever going to look alike, and nobody knows exactly how it was intended to look. There's a lot more room for some artistic freedom here. Okay. And then put the big flowers away and the Flirty Flamingo. And then we are getting out the Melon Mambo and the smaller flowers. The smaller flowers, the stamp is in a set of 2. See if we can make this work. All right. Looks like I will do 3 sets of the smaller flowers. We'll do 1 set full strength. That didn't work. Flip it over. 1 set full strength. And then the next set, partial strength. We're actually going to do the same thing. However, 1 set full strength. And 1 set partial strength. We'll see how well that works out. If we need to do some more different ones, I'll do that later. Then we add the second part. And these little smudges of extra ink aren't going to matter because we are going to use the Big Shot to cut these out in just a minute. Oops, I stamped that backwards. We'll see how this works. Not really very great. I think those 2 are duds. I don't need those. So, I'm going to put my flower stamps away. But before we move on to the Big Shot, I'm going to go ahead and finish all my stamping that needs to be done. And to do that, we are going to get out the interior, the inside of the card. And I'm just going to stamp some hearts. I'm actually going to be using the heart stamps from the Sending Sweet Thoughts, Sharing Sweet Thoughts stamp set that coordinates with the Jars of Love. This is the one this year that $3 from the sale of every Sharing Sweet Thoughts stamp set goes to the Ronald McDonald House. Those there, and then do it again. Oh, got a little extra ink on that, so I'll just clean that up. Stamp again, and we're going to stamp them up there. Perfect. And then we'll add one of the flowers. Put this away and decide which sentiment we want to stamp in black ink. On the Melon Mambo paper. So I'll put the Melon Mambo away for now. Grab the black back. Put these up out of the way. me think. That's one of my favorite sentiments in here, so I think I want to use it if I can find it. It says, throw kindness around like confetti. That on there. And then going to it doesn't really matter, but I just wanted to have it kind of on the right side up when I'm looking at it. Second try. That's the bonus of paper having two sides. If you don't get it quite the way you want it, you could always flip it over and try again. Okay, third try. It doesn't have three sides, but this paper has enough room for me to try it 3 times. I'm not happy with how crooked that was, so we're gonna try it one more time. Let's see if I can get it straighter. There we go, and I will be using the trimmer to cut that off, cut it the right size here in a moment. But I'll go ahead and get this. I'm always kind of sad when I reach this point where that is the last stamping that I need from the Jars of Love stamp set for class this month. So that means after class, when I'm cleaning up, that stamp set will get to go back on the shelf. There we go, I'm back. Okay, I'm going to put it down by the stamp set. I keep disappearing. There we go. And I'm clicking on my laptop to see if I come back, but I think its battery may have just given up the ghost, and it might be done for the day. So I'm just going to go ahead and we are going to put the frames around these flowers and get them cut out. And then we will assemble the card. The Everyday Jars Framelits set for these 2 cute little flowers here. I don't know that you can see it right now, but its Thinlit has both flowers on it, just like the stamp did. So you can get 2 flowers in the same amount of time as you're getting one of the big ones. Well, that is just being silly. Magnets sometimes have a mind of their own, and they only want to stick in certain spots. So I try to turn my paper so to the way that the magnet wants to be. Alright, and then we will send them through. And my two little flowers came out. My son needs to use his mic. No, he doesn't, so never mind. Never mind. He was just being silly. So I am going to set up the rest of these. Okay, where's the big one? I mean the little ones. Here they are. Get this lined up. And put the top plate on, and then send that through. And we're going to send it through 2 more times. Make my little pile of flowers over here. And try to get them lined up. When you have more than one shape you're sending through your big shot, it helps to be able to send them through at the same time. All right, and one more time. And I don't think I'm gonna do, well, maybe we'll see what happens to it when I cut off a bunch of the mitts, because sometimes it just makes them look a little different and more usable. I am not able to pay attention and see if you have any questions right now, but I promise I will go back after and I will answer any questions that you've had. Okay. Take my big shot off my table for a minute so we can put this card together. All right. I think you can see it there. Well, who knows? But oh, I need to get the trimmer and get my sentiment cut out for you. So we will do that really quickly. That's almost cut out. Just the edge is not disconnected. Alright, so it's not even. Let's see what I can do just with the trimmer. This is one of those moments where I know that had I been measuring and making things more precise and accurate, I wouldn't be looking at it right now thinking that it's not even. But it is what it is. So that is what we're going to use. And the first thing I'm going to do is we are going to put our flowers on here. I didn't get down the mini dimensionals, but we are going to use them somewhat. I did get out the glue dots because that is where we start. We start with the big ones and just attach a glue dot, pull it off, and we'll put one at the top right there. And one right there. And a little mini dimensional or two on the back of the third one. And we're going to put it right here. And then we're going to start with the smaller ones. And I have a couple of the dark big ones up toward the top. You just slip it in under the one with the dimensionals. One right there, and then I have the one that with the more contrast, the one that was the stamped off version, is kind of slipped up under here. And then we have some of the little ones. Not sure what all little ones I have. Take this little one. Oops, I just dropped it. So I'll take this little one. I'm trying to put my hands where you can see how I'm doing this. I'm not sure. Oh, but before I do that, I need... No, it does go up here. Just kind of slipped under, but not so much that it covers the big one. I don't know what I'm doing. I think this big one needs to come up a bit. So, and with your own cards, you will just kind of play with your flowers a bit and see where they look the best. And then I take the dark little one and I put it here and one more. Right over here. And there we have the fresh bouquet of flowers. When you are doing yours, I would recommend what I did the first time around, which is lay them all out and then start putting glue down. And then we have the interior of the card, and I am going to finish that up and then glue it down. Put a glue dot on this one flower and stick it. I want to cover up all my hearts, so put it right there. I'm not sure that's exactly how my other one looked, but that's alright. No two cards are ever the same. I'm going to get my glue, my multi-purpose liquid glue. It's about time to get a new bottle out. And I'm going to glue this on the inside of the card. Clean that up before I send it. And then we have this designer series paper to glue down. Put it about there. And then we just put the jar of flowers. Right about there. And then our next step is I will be taking some of the green ribbon. This is the Lemon Lime Twist Ombre ribbon. And I'm going to cut off a bit, and then we're going to fold it up and make it ruffly on the card. Get my glue dots because this is what we're going to be using. And I will start it there. And Put a glue dot right about there. Oh, I forgot to put one on the back. So we'll do that first. Glue the back down. And then every little bit, we will just put another glue dot and make a ruffle. They're not wanting to just come off from the ribbon, from the paper to the ribbon. So my fingers will pick them up and move them. And then we put a little ruffle and keep going all the way down. I'm going to go back through and put little glue dots on the underside of where the ruffle is to hold that ribbon down. There is no rhyme or reason to this pattern. You just decide where you want to bend the ribbon, and you put 2 glue dots, one on the front and then one on the back, and that will keep the ribbon adhering to the paper, and it will keep your ruffles from moving. You could, if you would like them to be completely even, you can measure. But I'm not a measuring kind of gal. I just like to kind of eyeball things and let's see how they go. And I kind of figure if the people I'm sending cards to love me. They're gonna love the fact that I made this card, whether or not it's perfect. And then one more glue dot right here on the edge. And the same goes for you. Whoever you're making this card for is going to appreciate the work you've put into it. And nothing we ever do for those we love turns out exactly the way we would like it to, if it's homemade. It's always, at least for me, maybe it doesn't for you, but at least for me, it always, I feel like it could be different. It could be better. And that's not the way it works. And I've had to just learn that no matter what you do, if it's for the people in your life that you love, that love you back, they are going to appreciate that you spent your time and energy and thought of them. And so now I'm putting many dimensionals on my sentiment. And I'm putting that on my card. So here we have the finished card. This one says, throw kindness around like confetti. So there you have it. And I will see you back here next Thursday when we do our very first card with the painted harvest set. And if you're watching this recording on YouTube, I think my subscribe button is right down here. So go ahead and click that and subscribe so you don't miss any of my videos. I will see you next week.